Respect to you, King. Just know if you wasn't tall, you wouldn't be getting no hoes.
I'm trying to see something. Wait.
Only reason why you get hoes is because you tall, nigga. Come on, mama. I would. If I was your height, I'd be getting all the hoes. Look at the silhouette. You don't even.
What is poppin', guys? Today we're back again with another video. In today's video, we're going to discuss if KING68 is carried by genetics. And before we get in the video, I want to do a quick disclaimer and let you all know I am 100% neutral on KING68 the Great. I don't really like him. I don't really hate him. I just wanted to react to the comments that I always see of him pulling just because of his height. So if you're familiar with KING68 the Great, you know his entire game is going around everywhere and being 6'8" and getting a crazy amount of female and male attention. See, this is blackpilling a lot of guys because they're under the impression that unless you have the genetic gifts that he has, you don't stand a chance. But what I never hear anybody talk about is the stuff that he does outside of his genetic make of being 6'8". So as a thought experiment for this video, what we're going to do is suspend the fact that he's 6'8" from the conversation. We're going to suspend anything he was given genetically and look at all the things that he does that are within his control that contribute to his success. So first things first, the dude is literally a business owner. Don't get me wrong, I think his clothes are actually pretty mid, but what's interesting is he chose not to do the 9-to-5 lane and literally became his own boss. That's something most men don't do and already makes you an outlier right there. The next thing he does that I think really makes him an outlier is the dude does like skincare, teeth whitening, manicures, pedicures, all that stuff. The average dude, when it comes to looks maxing, all they do is go to the gym, maybe do some at-home skincare stuff, but they never really take it to the level of getting regular teeth whitenings, getting your hair retwisted, manicures, pedicures. He's that type of nigga that makes a point to make sure that he looks his absolute best at all times. The other thing that I feel like gives him the biggest advantage over any other thing in this list is the fact that he's a streamer. This means that when he walks out, there's cameras on him and he has a presence right there. Even someone like Jack Doherty, who has absolutely none of the genetic gifts that KING68 the Great has, still is extremely successful with women, still is extremely successful in life, because he regularly streams. To be fair, his entire stream gimmick is him just getting a bunch of attention for being 6'8", but regardless, he's out there all the time. He's networking, he's meeting with other content creators, he's clip farming, he's doing the whole nine, he's putting in work. Another thing that KING68 does that's in his control is he is geo-maxed. He is in Miami, which is a city that specifically caters to the type of nigga that he is. If you're like a baller, tall, high status looking dude, being in Miami will always benefit you, and he made a point to move there. I don't know where the dude is from. He might be born and raised in Miami, but he is right in the spot to get the maximum ROI for how he looks. He geo-maxed. And before I get to my final point, I do want to acknowledge that the guy goes to the gym regularly. You see, a lot of black pillars say your face and your height are the only thing that matters, but people that have both face and height will go to the gym regularly and still try to increase their SMV, where dudes that don't have either don't go to the gym. It makes zero sense. You are not a true black pillar if you do not go to the gym regularly and at least try to max out your genetic potential. And the very last thing is the dude has 2.2 million followers on Instagram. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. If you have 2.2 million followers on Instagram, everyone's going to look at you differently when you do exchange socials with them. That's going to massively boost your status. That's going to make sure that when people do meet you, they're going to tell other people that they met you. They're going to try to figure out who you are. Your name is going to continue to grow because it's already big, if that makes any sense. Now, once again, I'm not making this video to glaze KING68. I'm making this video to highlight the controllables that the average man could do to be as successful or almost as successful as KING68. Again, if you owned a business, you looks maxed, you streamed, you geo-maxed, you hit the gym like a madman, and you had 2.2 million followers on IG, I think you could be as successful as KING68 even if you were 5'8". Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Am I tripping on this one? Thank you so much for watching, and more videos are on the way. Peace.